Hello fellow misfits, welcome back to another video, and apparently the Nintendo eShop is going close. According to this article. So let's read. The closure of the 3DS and Wii U eShops are inevitable, but it's still a tragedy. Excuse me. As I burp on stream within 20 seconds. The Nintendo eShop for the Wii U and 3DS game consoles officially closed for business on March 27, 2023, permanently disabling all new purchases on the platform. We knew this was coming. Nintendo quietly announced the eShop closure over a year ago, asserting that it was a natural life cycle for any product line as it becomes less used by consumers over time. Well, no kidding! And this isn't me bashing any consoles. I never really had the Wii U, so I can't really judge the Wii U. And I never had the 3DS, so I can't really judge the performance of the 3DS. But I've heard that the Wii U, the range wasn't that good. And it's pretty much the pre-Switch. Of course, I didn't even know the 3DS could go online, to be honest, let's be real. But seeing how popular this thing is, I am not surprised that the Nintendo eShop for the Wii U and 3DS are getting closed. Just like for anyone who has the PSP, a PS3, or a PlayStation Vita, that the PlayStation store will be closed within the next 2-3 years. If not close now, because with the PlayStation 4 and 5 being the hot top consoles now. Anyways. That's true if even a reasonable business justification, that doesn't make it any less of the loss for Nintendo fans, because legally playing some of these consoles' best games is now not only harder, but in some cases nearly impossible. Well, for me, I could always watch the cutscenes of Kingdom Hearts 3DS. I think it's the one that came out on the Dream Drop Distance. I can always play that. I have no idea what other games that came out on the 3DS or on the Wii U, so I am completely ignorant. I only brought up Kingdom Hearts because I'm a huge Kingdom Hearts fan, which I have a Kingdom Hearts channel, which is going to be also in the link of this video, so you're welcome. Anyways, the time to argue that Nintendo should keep this Asian digital storefront open has long since passed, though yes, they should have. The eShop is closed, but it's worth reflecting on what consumers are losing with it. One of the last affordable, convenient, and legal options for buying a vast library of games. Not just Nintendo's retro library of virtual consoles titles from its classic era either. Between the 3DS and Wii U eShop's closures, consumers have lost easy access to modern and classic games from a dozen platforms. From more recent systems like the Wii U and 3DS to the original Wii, then DS, DSi, 3 flavors of Game Boy handhelds, Advanced Color Original, the Sega game, and TurboGrafx 16, as well as a Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, Original Nintendo Entertainment System. Losing these libraries now is especially painful as it becomes harder than ever to play older games. And I would back that up. I would say, okay, I can understand that. But, and I'm pulling on my Switch. You see that? There's the Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy, Nintendo Entertainment System, and the Sega Genesis. And between those 4 games, we get to play maybe not all of the games that came out on those respective systems, but a good amount. So, is it really a loss? in this case, when you can go on the get a Switch like I have, and get the well, you have to get the online membership to play with other people, but pretty much have this add-on too, on top of the membership, which I believe this is a separate transaction. Or maybe it's a bundle where you can get online and be able to play these. I forget how it works exactly. I got a family plan. My point is it really a quote unquote loss? I mean, sure, you won't be able to go like buy anything on like what the Wii U and the 3DS. But on the Switch, you get to play Game Boy games, Game Boy Advance games, Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES, and the Sega Genesis. So this might sound like a very douchebag thing to say, but I don't see any loss. If especially like really in terms of like you are able to play some old games, because you can easily do that with a Switch if you buy the extension. So that's just me. That's just me. Anyways. It used to be easy unless you were looking for something rare. Building a modest library of classic and recent games are fun and affordable. Recently that changed. Prices of used games shot up dramatically since March of 2020. 2021 analysis from PriceCharting.com found that retro games prices shot up 33% in just a year, and prices have remained high. To make matters worse, the retro market has also been flooded with bootleg cartridges, which often aren't properly labeled to reproduction. Digital storefronts like the Nintendo eShop offered an affordable alternative. Let's say you wanted to play Metro Prime. For example, you can pick Metro Prime Remaster on the Nintendo Switch for $40 and enjoy the update visuals and new features. But if you wanted to play the other two games in the series, you have to find a copy of Metro Prime Trilogy for the Wii. That I have to admit, like even with the PlayStation, like there are some games I would love to play on the PlayStation, like from like the PlayStation 2 era, that aren't accessible for the PlayStation 5. So you can technically use that argument for like any system per se, if that makes sense. I know like for a while I could use that argument, for example, to further my case about not being able to play the Sly Cooper games, right? Because the Sly now we like PlayStation Plus changed a little bit where you have the essential tier and then the premium tier. The premium, like there's like three tiers. Essential tier was pretty much pretty much what PlayStation Plus always been. And the other two tiers you get add-ons pretty much. And I'm a huge Sly Cooper fan, right? And I don't remember if you were like in the PlayStation 4 era you would be able to like play the Sly Cooper games, the four Sly Cooper games. But with the in the PlayStation 5 era, which I guess you can say PlayStation 4 as well, because PlayStation 4 is still a thing people play. You get to play the Sly Cooper games, for example, on the PlayStation Premium. And like I kind of showed you guys, I kind of do have like the Nintendo version of the PlayStation Premium with these, so maybe like, I don't know, to compensate, Nintendo could do similar to what Sony is doing with their PlayStation Store, their eShop. There we go. Anyways, digital storefronts like Nintendo eShop offered an affordable alternative. Let's say you wanted. Oh yeah, I already read that part. According to PriceCharting.com, that will set you back $80 to $90 to $117 if you want it in the original case. The Wii U eShop, on the other hand, sold it for just $19.99. And that's all, like, and that's fine. I'm not gonna argue with that. My only criticism of Nintendo, because I do have a Switch, right? I do have a Switch, and maybe it's because I grew up more with PlayStation than I did with any other companies like Sony, Microsoft, whatever. With PlayStation, after a certain time, their prices of games drop. So, like, let's say, for example, this game is $60, right? This is the Cowpunk collection. After a certain time, the price will go down, right? So let's say, for example, next year, 2024, this game will be like, what? $45. Just throwing a random number out there. But the Switch version will still remain $60. Even though the PlayStation version will go down. That's my only criticism, really, towards Nintendo. Is that they don't let their prices drop. This was $60. And this was $60. And Mario Kart was $60. And these two games and Mario Kart's been out for like a few years. So, like I said, that's my only criticism towards Nintendo, is that they don't let, like, after a certain time, I haven't seen, like, their prices go down. But, yeah, so, long story short, if you have a 3DS or Wii U, then you won't be able to access the eShop anymore. It's a sad, sir, because if you don't have a Switch, but if you have a Switch, you get to, like, access the eShop. And again, if you want to, like, play some of those what would be considered retro game, there are, like, you have to, of course, buy these programs, but you get to play Game Boy Advance, the NES, the NES, and the Sega Genesis games. All you want, practically, if you have these services. They might not have all the classic games that you may want, but still. But you get to play them as long as you have that subscription for it. So, there's a plus and a minus for it. So, with that said, what do you guys think about this article? Let me know in the comment section down below. Love you guys. Have one over day. Be kind one another. I will talk to you fellow Manchester later.